Hello, everyone. My name is Pian Pian. I'm the founder and CEO of Amotions. Amotions is a platform to help organizations transform by instilling new habits with immediate feedback and insights from experts and interactive practices. We're very happy and excited today to have Nicole here. Nicole was a former Chief Investment Officer at Techstars, and she's one of the founding members of Techstars. And she's now a executive coach and leadership coach, besides still investing and doing other wonderful things. Nicole, we're so grateful to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Anything else you would like to add for the introduction?
No, maybe just a correction in that Chief Investment Strategy Officer at Techstars. We actually have a different Chief Investment Officer. He's still there. My partner, or I guess ex-partner now, Jason Seats, and he's doing a great job over there. So the company's in good hands.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for the correction. Nicole, since you have been working with founders for so many years, and you've been coaching them, and now you're also doing coaching again, curious, what are the most common challenges you see founders and leaders that you interact with in coach phase?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I think the one that comes to the top of my mind is just not enough time in the day. People struggle with just how to pack it all in, right? And I think the trick to that is a little reframing on time. Like what I often say is, you have, like, money is actually a renewable resource. You can get more of it.
Yes.
Almost everything in your company you can get more of is a renewable resource. Time is the only thing that isn't renewable.
Right.
And so being as like obsessive about how you spend your time and what you spend it on is the way to actually create more time. And so it involves a few things, right? It involves learning how to prioritize, making sure that you're spending time on the right stuff. People can find themselves busy but not productive, and it's learning how to be really productive. It's also learning how to avoid problems in the first place. And so spending the time up front to invest in the right things will actually lead to you spending less time on that thing later on versus ignoring it and waiting until it catches fire. And so there's some techniques around how to do all that, but I would just say time is probably the one that I hear the most. And from that stems a whole bunch of other problems like stress and anxiety and just hiring and all of these other things that kind of come up when you're not spending time on the right stuff.
Yeah, that's very much true. I personally experienced that, and I hear from a lot of the leaders, founder interact with, there's not enough time of the day. What kind of prioritization frameworks and strategy do you recommend for people when they face this challenge?
So first of all, there's a book that I love, and this isn't exactly answering the question that you asked, but it sort of leads to it. One of my favorite books that I always recommend founders is a book called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. It's 4DX is the nickname for it. You might hear us refer to 4DX, but 4 Disciplines of Execution is the name of the book. And I like to put it, I think it's actually one of the most powerful tools. It's better than OKRs. It's better than goal setting. It's better than all of these other things. And the reason is because it forces you to get crystal clear on what your priorities are in order for you to actually execute on them. And then there is a methodology of how to go about executing so that you're making sure that you're spending your time on the things that matter rather than sort of getting caught up in the whirlwind of our day-to-day, which we all do, right? Like, you can sit there and spend 4 hours a day in your email, just knocking out your email, but at the end of the day, what did you actually get done? And so I really like the 4DX model because it forces you to get crystal clear and actually articulate in a certain way. And actually the way that they orient it from X to Y by when. And so where am I now from X to Y? Where do I want to go? By when, by what date? And you have to put in metrics, right? And so it really just forces you, and you're only allowed one of them at a time. And so it forces you to get it really, really crystal clear. There's some other frameworks that I like too around how to look forward, not backward, how to focus on solutions, not problems. There are some things like that that I really like putting priorities through lenses, but it really depends on each startup and what's going on with each particular company and what's going on with each particular founder. Sometimes you actually have to clean up a bunch of problems in order to be able to look forward. And sometimes that is actually very difficult because you have to really get to the root of the problem. And often in early stages, the root of the problem tends to be personality conflicts with founders. And so it's a lot of like looking inward and then getting very inquisitive on what their strengths and weaknesses are. And sometimes that's hard work, right? So anyway, that was kind of a long way of saying there are different approaches, and I kind of gave you one of my favorites, but also it's really dependent on the company.